avoided today. Welcome to you. When I say tragedy avoided, I thought I lost Benny again. And for some of you who saw me on Patreon last night, like, you got to be shitting me. And I said the same damn thing. You got to be shitting me. Hot on the heels of last night, it was time to start the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. I had let the dogs out. The problem with EZ is that when I let them out, I typically look at my phone. So I've got 2 dogs on a leash, Bruce and Darla. O'Neill's taking care of his business. These 2 do their thing. And then it's time to come in. From the point of going out, staring at my phone like a jackass while they're on a leash, I get so wound up in what I'm reading or looking for that I have forgotten if I started with 3 dogs going outside or 4 dogs going outside. The 4th being Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog. So as I walk back into the house, I've got 3 dogs because that's what I started with. But I'm like, I've forgotten that. So I'm like, was Benny with me? And so I'm debating this to myself. And I go, well, there's an easy way to get to the bottom of this. And that is by just going upstairs to where he crashes all the time. No Benny. So I'm like, well, he's in the yard. He's got to be in there. I go back outside. No Benny. I open the door. I wander over to Schimmel's chicken coop. No Benny. I go over to Schimmel's. No Benny. But Sonny, Schimmel's dog, comes flying out of his doghouse, baring his teeth. Like, shut the fuck up, Sonny. So Sonny's barking 5 feet from my face. There's a lady walking down the street. I go, hey, have you seen a copper-colored dog? I mean, and she's answering me, but I can't hear because Sonny's losing her shit. And I go, never mind, I can't hear you. But she keeps talking. I finally had to go, never mind. So then Sonny's still barking at me. I wander over through Schimmel's. I'm lucky I didn't get shot. I go home. I'm panicked. I then get my one picture I have of Benny that clearly identifies him, and I post it to the Facebook group for the neighborhood. Hey, Benny's lost again. I go in the house. I go to break the news to the NFK. We got to start looking for Benny. And Benny, in a rare move, is seated next to the NFK on the couch. I go, Benny's here. He goes, yeah, he loves me. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, and the problem the problem is me looking at that phone and not paying attention. Today, I let 4 dogs out. I'm sure of it. This morning, Kent writes, shit, fuck, that sumbitch fucking loves me, motherfucker. Yeah. That's so true. Today, I let 4 dogs out, and then, as usual, I start staring at my phone. Dogs come in, 3 dogs come in, but now I'm second guessing myself because I've been lost in this world of the screen. I'm like, wait, where is he? Did I let him out? I think I let him out. I'm pretty sure I let him out. Maybe he's inside. I go inside, go up the steps. Nothing. I go to where the NFK is. Nothing. I'm like, oh, okay, he's definitely out. All this time, if he is out of the yard, which he shouldn't be, he's wandering the neighborhood, and he's moving. He's going to go right to fucking Schimmel's Chickens and try to kill one. You might be like, how does he get out so easily? Okay, there's a gate that I'm in the habit of not latching it. Because Linda says, have you thought about fencing your yard? It is fenced, but the gate, you have to latch it yourself. And I'm such a creature of habit. Again, I don't latch it. So he just hits it with his head, and the thing opens, and he's out. He's going to get chicken. Kenny writes, these two kids are walking down the road last night, and as I approached them, I could see their faces all lit up because they were staring at their phones. Neither one of them ever looked up as my car got closer and closer either. It's an epidemic, man. So then I'm like, well, it's got to be in the bushes of the yard. He couldn't possibly have gotten out again. Of course he got out again. I'm texting Diana, did you see Benny? No, I would have told you, idiot. Oh, God. So then now the NFK is alerted that there's something going on. So then I the garbage man's coming down the street, and then I notice he brakes. I'm like, uh-oh. And sure enough, Benny's in the middle of the road. Down the street, I go, Benny, and Benny's half deaf. He can't hear me. I have to go over there, and then he gets scared. He knows he's in trouble. So he lays down in the street. And then I'm like, okay, big guy. So then because he's so skittish. He doesn't, he's just a handful of, a bundle of nerves and anxiety. I pick him up, like holding him like a baby, walk down the street. Garbage man's like, oh, yeah, look at this asshole. The worst. Take him inside, put him to bed. I'm like, I have got to be the same way I've had to be very conscientious about the food that I'm eating. We're now 22 days into this fraudulent fatty fugs effort, if you will. I have to meticulously break the habit of, it's okay to sit when I'm working, looking at my device for stories to talk about, or my fear of missing out is consuming me. It's okay to do that when the time is appropriate, but I need to get away from when this happens, to be looking at this, to do this. I've got to, because I'm losing touch with reality. I feel like I'm losing it, and it's really bad. Really bad. I gotta rein this in. My screen time is so high. Brandis with a great point. Break the habit of not latching your gate, dummy. Yes, that is 1 and 1A. Yes. My God. That appears to be the real smoking gun here, is that damn gate. Nikki says, I lose my dog every morning feeding my goats because he goes in and out of the yard and he'll sneak back in and I don't know it. But I latch my gate. So I've got that going for me. Yeah, this is an early asshole of the day nominee. Your old pal EZ on this deal. This is not great. Some may have just joined and don't realize that. Like Ashley says, wait, you have a gate? Oh, yeah, the whole area is fenced in. Yeah, this is 100% my fault. What a dipshit. But we did make some progress after, because yesterday, I had that deal where Benny got lost, but he wasn't lost. He was in the house. So that was frying my brain on the Ben. I started the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast a little late because of that. And I was like a stress ball. I was talking about, I need 5 cigarettes to smoke. It was we had a great time, by the way. So much fun. No Jimmy, though. Did you notice that? No Jimmy in Maine. Prior to that, Darla, for the 3rd time yesterday, shit in here and ate it. And I know that's gross, but I mean, it is what it is. I've got this. I've never seen this with her. I've never experienced this with her. All of a sudden, it flies out of her body. And I'd been letting her out. You know, I let her out. She walks. I look at my phone, but she doesn't poop. I got my little bags here, and she doesn't crap. She did it to start the show just before the show yesterday in the middle of the day. She did it in the morning. She did it before the Patreon podcast. And this is after I've let her out. And then when I was preparing the Ben and Eric show, same damn thing. At about the time, she's so quick about it, she'll be, 10 feet behind me by that door. It will, she'll be, now the crap is on the carpet. Before that smell can hit my nose, it's already gone. Okay? So by the time I'm like, oh, and I get up and I go back there and I see her, she's just looking at me stupid with her stupid underbite. And I detect poo with my nose, but I don't see poo. It just vanishes. Chris says, does she always go 3 times a day? I don't know. Maybe. Yesterday she did. It was the same turds. She would eat it, and then it's in her stomach, and then it flies out of her. It's like a triple baked turd potato. Does she need protein? My dog eats the goat's poop, and the vet says it's because he might need the protein. Yeah, I don't know, man. The dog gets fed as much as the dog should be fed. Corey, who's so annoying with a dad joke, says, would you say he has a shit-eating grin? Or she has a shit-eating grin? Fuck you. But fast forward to today. I go, you know what? I'm going to turn over a new leaf when it comes to these dogs. So what did I do? The first thing, I lose Benny. He's down the street. I have to carry the poor guy home. Which, by the way, let's do a little palate cleanser here. On your mark, get set, go.
He's Benny the Wonder Dog. Benny the Wonder Dog. Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Yeah. Benny the One-Eyed Dog. Benny the One-Eyed Dog. Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Don't you want him? Say, stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie.
This is dedicated
Smelly shit, hippie.
to Amanda's daughter's friend.
Dirty fucking hippie.
I'm in here preparing the show, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna focus on Darla here. And man, I just luck. This is all luck, because the second I sit down here and I start looking at that screen. And like, okay, what am I talking about today? What am I doing? What's happening in the world? I'm in the zone. And God tapped me on the shoulder. That's all it was. And this is like 45 seconds after I sat down. I stand up. I look to my right. No dog. O'Neill's right there. Bruce is right there. No Darla. I look beyond that couch, behind my couch, by that door, which is where this all happens, and she's spinning in a circle with her nose to the ground. We are probably 3 seconds away from the assumed position. I've done it. I've intervened. I go, oh, hey, let's go outside. I pick her up. She's like, what the fuck? I was just about to go. And let her outside. Very quickly, this all happens. And then I've got to separate her. We have to separate her from the feast. So there it is on the ground. And I'm like, okay, let's go inside. And she's like trying to avoid me because she wants to get at this smorgasbord of food. Corey says these dogs are not house trained. Well, I thought they were. I mean, Jesus Christ. Again, the dog's 7 months old. The first time this happened was yesterday. Yesterday. Holy cow. Tyler says she's trying to catch the poop in her mouth before it hits the ground. Donko says, I want a dog, but they're so fucking gross. It's true. It's true. And these creatures sleep in my bed. They really do. Oh, my God. So today, rest of the day, I've got to focus, and I don't want to be embarrassing myself, roaming around the neighborhood like an asshole. I just got to get right, you know? Got a story that I saw about, I guess Cindy Crawford is pissed off. Long-time supermodel. I think she's hotter now than like 20 years ago. And she's making comments about an interview she did on Oprah's show in 1986. So 37 years ago. And she's pissed off about what Oprah said to her in 1986. Cindy Crawford is reflecting on a different era, a time when she was just stepping into the heels of her modeling career and made her debut on the Oprah Winfrey Show. In the first episode of the Apple TV Plus docuseries The Supermodels, which debuted yesterday, Crawford reflects on her early rise as a model. In particular, she gives a thought to her first appearance on Winfrey's daytime talk show in 1986. After looking back at the episode, which sees her interact with Oprah, who was only in her early 30s then, Crawford reveals her impression of the exchange is less than favorable. She said, I felt like a child, be seen and not heard. She's referring to the fact that Oprah is in the crowd with her microphone talking to Cindy. And there's a person who is the manager of Cindy Crawford, a modeling agent named John Casablancas, who founded Elite Modeling Agency, who's sitting next to her. And the dialogue is very, very odd, I'll admit. It sounds strange as hell, and I'll let you check it out for yourself. But Cindy had a problem with how Oprah was doing this. So let's check it out, and then we'll discuss after. There's Oprah and her 80s hair. She's going to talk to Cindy Crawford and this modeling agent.
Vogue, she's been in Elle, Harper's Bazaar, and was discovered here in Chicago, straight from DeKalb, Illinois to New York modeling. Please welcome Cindy Crawford. Wow, Cindy. From DeKalb to New York. That's a long journey.
Yes.
It is. Well, tell us what it's like for you now.
I live here in Chicago because I prefer living here because I'm close to home. But I've been traveling quite a bit. I just got back from Mexico and Key West on trips for bookings. It's great. I mean, I'm having fun, and I also was in school for part of the time, 2 years, while I was modeling.
Where'd you discover her?
Well, she was actually discovered by my partner, Jane Stewart, from Elite here in Chicago, and entered into our Look of the Year contest.
I wish she had just a little nuts and bolts thing. First of all, whenever people address someone by pronouns like that, it drives me crazy. It has nothing to do with gender. I'm talking about like when people say, "Oh yeah, where did you discover her?" For some reason, I always think that she should be saying, "Well, where did you discover Cindy?" I don't know why. It always seems more warm when you do it that way.
Did you discover her?
Well, she was actually discovered by my partner, Jane Stewart,
Just
from
a little
Elite here
thing.
in Chicago.
That isn't a big deal.
Entered into our Look of the Year contest, where she was one of the finalists, and that's how we started our relationship.
So did you have to groom her? Did she always have this body?
Okay. Okay, we're looking through the lens of today. Did you have to groom her? Anytime you say the word groom now, that's like saying the N-word. So that's weird. It's weird by today's standards. So I can give that a pass. But now she's talking about her body. That's also through today's lens. I mean, we're smarter now. I think we have more tact in the world. But I don't know, that's got to be strange even for then.
Our relationship.
So did you have to groom her? Did she always have this body? This is unbelievable. Stand up just a moment, because no one saw you come in standing up. Now, this is what I call a body.
Okay. That's so goddamn awkward. So she makes Cindy Crawford stand up. Nervous laughter. Everybody has to look at her. Oh, God.
This is what I call a body. Very good, very good.
Oh, gross. I don't know. That does sound fucked up to me.
I don't weigh 100 pounds. I'll tell that lady on the phone that I do not weigh 100 pounds.
Are you about 5'9", 5'10"?
5'9", and I try to stay around 120.
Okay.
So.
See, this is fucked up, right? It feels icky, but I don't know if it's icky enough that we need to like attack Oprah. Again, 40 years ago. Nearly 40 years ago.
I'm happy for you.
Oprah's like, yeah, I'm going to be fat my whole life. Thank you.
So did you have to do anything with her? Did she have to go to that training period or no?
Well, with Cindy, in terms of looks, it was very easy. It was much more psychologically. She was not sure she really wanted to model. She didn't see the I think, as clear.
The fact that this guy has to provide all the pertinent information as opposed to just interviewing Cindy is also weird.
As we did, the potential that she had. So it's been a very slow process. You know, I'm still trying to get her out more often to Paris and to New York and all that. For her, it was more a question of mental stability. She wanted to feel good and comfortable, and that came before her,
It was
her
hard.
career objectives.
Really?
With school had always
Again,
been my
Crawford's only 20 here.
important thing. And
What's your major?
well, I was in engineering at Northwestern. And, high school was always my big thing, and this definitely, you can't do both 100%.
So this is not a lifetime dream for you to be a model?
It's not something that I grew up wanting to do, but I've decided now that school can wait. And
She seems very reluctant, which is, I guess, normal for a person who's 20. But I think she's doing pretty well.
having a great time.
These girls are saying, you bet it can.
Well,
So you're having a hard time getting her to Paris.
Yes, I mean,
I went once.
not so much now. I think that we've been patient and it's been paying, because little by little her ambition is growing. I think she's getting a sense that she could be, and I'm saying it now on this program, if she wants to, she can be maybe the #1 in the business. If she really wants
Cindy,
to go out there and get it.
Wake up and smell Paris.
Okay, so she obviously goes on to become one of the most well-known supermodels on the history of the planet. Ashley says, roofie her, you silly goose. She will just wake up in Paris. Tyler says, quote, well, I did have to lock her in a closet for a few days to help her drop a few more pounds, but other than that, very little grooming. Ryan says, I've never seen an agent out with the talent in a TV interview before. That's very bizarre. A lot of this, she's the property of type of vibe. Young Adam Schwab says this has not aged well. Corey says, yeah, it's like she's not sitting right next to him. Talking about her like livestock. She's a product. Well, Cindy now is, she's talking about it, I think. Of course, it talks about how Crawford was prompted to stand up just a moment, and that weird moment there. The interview has been pulled from Winfrey's YouTube channel, but it's still on her website. That's where I got it. You know, I'm a subscriber to the Oprah website. Kidding. Crawford admits that a modern perspective brought more critical feelings regarding the interview. So she's saying the same thing I said, that looking at it through today, which I have a hard time being critical of the person from 40 years ago. I mean, shit. If you went back to one day ago for me, God knows what I said that was fucked up. Of course, it's a little bit different. It's meant to be joking. But at the same time, I would hate. No, I can't say that. Everything I say is pretty much fucked up. Oprah was interviewing her, not in a smarmy way. She was actually like, "This is what I want to know," and it's just so weird though. It's weird that she said it then, but I think it's equally weird to say to Oprah, "All right, we're trying to call you out now for something that happened that long ago." Crawford said, when you look at it through today's eyes, Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body. Crawford continues, show us why you're worthy of being here. In the moment, I didn't recognize it. And watching it back, I was like, oh, my gosh, that was not okay, really, especially from Oprah. Well, Oprah was an idiot at that age. Well, she's still kind of an idiot. She's only in her early 30s. Fuck. I was still trying to be easy rhyme in my early 30s. On the Lost Zane recordings or the Who Are These Zanes, there's plenty of times we look back on the shit I would say. Like yesterday we did Who Are These Zanes, and more stupidity. I mean, that was absolutely horrible. I have a hard time finding anything from my past that is acceptable to listen to. Today.com reached out to Winfrey. She and her team have not commented on the matter. Hold on. Fruit fly. I got to kill it. The fucker got away. Fuck. Still dealing with the infestation. Following the 1986 appearance, Crawford would go on the Oprah Winfrey Show 10 more times. She was also featured as a guest on Master Class, which the Oprah Winfrey Network aired in 2013. It's a 4-part docuseries on Apple TV Plus, debuted yesterday and pulled back the curtain on the modeling industry in the 80s. Features Crawford and fellow supermodels Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington, and Linda Evangelista reflecting on their early career stardom. I can't think of anything I would be less interested in than this. This is the only thing interesting to me about it. That this is the way it was back then. Oh, my God. All right. Ryan says, I mean, you said some things about the guys back in the day. I reviewed it with you in an episode of Who Are These Zanes? But that was a long time ago, and you've matured and progressed. You can't look back at that and prosecute folks. Generally. Mediocrity Dave writes, talk shows in general then were often the equivalent of circus sideshows, if you think about it. All right. So that was just some interesting things that have come out of that she's talking about it, Cindy Crawford. Okay. Moving on. I have another ridiculous story involving a Buffalo Bills fan. Headline, Buffalo Bills fan found naked, covered in human waste after falling down hole by stadium. An unidentified football fan who was naked and covered in excrement was discovered in a construction site hole near the Buffalo Bills home opener on Sunday. Now, when you hear about this with Bills fans, you never know. This could have all been planned. This may have been the desired outcome. These are absolute animals. This is the most ravenous for their team, and they've been through so much that they're all really, really fucked up. You pack 80,000 fans in there, and they're all psychopaths. Bills Mafia, well regarded as one of the greatest American sports fan bases. When they say greatest, it means most supportive, but they're all horrible people. You know, they're rowdy, unpredictable, passionate, and yet humble enough to keep out of other fan bases' doghouse, whether it's jumping out of tables, Stu McAllister, going shirtless in the dead of winter, or shoveling players' driveways so that they can get to the airport. Bills fans have always found ways to step up, to one-up everyone else in America. However, the unnamed fan, 29-year-old dude, jumped over a fence by the stadium construction site on the west side of Highmark Stadium. He fell 30 to 40 feet and sustained a cut on his forehead. But he was nude when he did it and covered in shit. Weird, because he, while he was there, he was wandering around, like in the construction area. He found an on-site porta potty. So I guess he accessed the contents of the porta john. This is so gross. And he was under the influence of LSD, cocaine, pot, and alcohol. He was actually in the hole of the shitter, I guess. Once the rescue, maybe, because it's weird. It says once the rescue team arrived on scene, it took 20 minutes to get the fan out of the hole. No, I don't think so. He wasn't in the porta-john. It says he was in a hole. He must have gone into the porta-john, gotten shit out of the porta-john, and then wandered into the hole? What? I don't know. It's not clear as to how this asshole was covered in shit. All right. Well, we got to reach out to the I have two friends who are unbelievable Bills fans. And one of my favorite people to get a hold of on a regular basis is Stu McAllister. And this is right up his alley. Because Stu's a big piece of shit. Oh, come on. Tyler says, damn it, Stu. I thought you stopped drinking. No, I don't like reaching out to Carl.
I've reached the phone of Stu.
Carl gets pissed off when I just call him first thing in the morning. And just put him on the air. He's like, do you think maybe you could give me a heads up before you put me on the podcast? I'm like, yeah, all right. All right. Update. Your old pal EZ is now under the influence of Flomax. 24 hours ago, I was in bad shape. The idea that when the prescription for the drug that's supposed to shrink your prostate, because mine is fucking the size of a baseball now. I was like, oh, this stuff isn't even working. I still have to pee all the time. Well, so it ran out and I never filled it up. And then 24 hours ago, I was like, what a terrible night's sleep because I was up like every 5 minutes. It was terrible. It was awful. Got the medicine yesterday. I was at the Walmart and I ripped open the bag, opened the medicine bottle, and took 2 tabs. . Thank freaking God. That medicine had been working. I still have to pee right now, so I just want to let you know, but that was unbelievable what I did to myself. Doc says, all right, he said to me, double the dose. What did I do? I eliminated the dose. I'm telling you, I'm losing it. All right, that was weird. I need to go pee. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Much better. All right, where were we? For those folks that are enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, I appreciate you so much. The rest of the content is available on Twitch for free. You just download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live, and off you go. Hit the follow button so you know when I go live. Also, you can subscribe. It's quite simple. But Bleeding Heart Brian, who appears to be a jackass, said, this is so hard. I have to do this every month. I don't like jumping through hoops. you just click a button. It's that simple. You're on you're on either through your phone or you're on your desktop. You have it linked up through Amazon. That's permanent. Your Amazon Prime account. And then each month you just hit the subscribe button. It's that simple. It's right there. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. I don't know. He says, help me. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't watch the show. I do the show. I don't know how to help you. There's nothing worse than people who won't actually read. You know, you have the screen, and you know there's always 3 lines somewhere. You can click on that where you can get some information. Just hunt, root around a little bit. You'll figure it out. We've gotten to a point in society where everybody's like, "No, you tell me how to do it. Tell me how to do this. I don't know." Yes, you do. Well, you don't know, but you know what you need to do to figure it out. Explore. Go on a little web-based adventure. It's not that hard. I don't know. I don't do Twitch. I don't. It's the same thing as the other shit. It's the same as Facebook, X, or YouTube. Just do what I tell you, and you'll get it right. Jesus. Anyway, what I'm saying right now becomes the audio podcast later on. Hold my hand. Walk me through it step by step. Corey says if 13-year-olds watching Fortnite can figure it out. Watching Fortnite? You mean playing Fortnite? I guess I could be watching Fortnite. Then you can. Well, the older you get, the worse you get. Let's say I had a bunch of cash to hire a staff, I would hire only young people. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Now you go do it. I want this, and this done. You do it. My God. All right. So wherever you download shows, you can get this audio version of the podcast. That's where the lion's share of people pay attention to me. Thank you. And I also do a Patreon where yesterday the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast went down, along with Who Are These Zanes from May of 2001. You can check that out for free with a 7-day free trial to Patreon. Do it at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. So, all right, I'm going to kick you guys out. Thank you.